when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you for staying with us. All right, we get into conversations this morning. We're speaking with Collis Hazel, manager of the Roxborough Police Youth Club, and of course, we're speaking as we're in the Heritage Festival season. We're speaking about Roxborough Heritage Festival, the Belmanna Riots. Yes, an interesting conversation indeed. Good morning, Mr. Hazel, and welcome.
Good morning to you and good morning to all your viewers. It's nice to be on set with you this morning as we're talking Heritage Festival, the Roxborough Belmanna
That's right. That's
Riots.
right. It's a very engaging, of course, event on the calendar of events for Heritage Festival. And so we want to get into the conversation this morning. If you can give us just a brief history of what the Belmanna Riot is about, so we could bring our viewers up to speed as to what this depiction is about, so that they can get into it and have an understanding as to what we're actually celebrating, if we can say, at this particular event.
Okay, so of course you know that the Belmanna Riot have been a production that has been on the Heritage calendar for years ago. Originated and produced by Miss Deanna Riley, and of course she continues to produce that show. This year we are going to have a slight change in it, in that we are going to, for the first time, we are going to do it it was done previously at a stage show. This year, for the first time, we will be doing a street theater, taking you back to the plantation where the riot actually took place, and taking you to a check as we witness live the characters involved in the Belmanna Riot. And of course, the Belmanna Riot focuses its attention where um, it happened on the Roxborough estate, involving the plantation workers, which revolt against the white slave owners for ill treatment of low paying wages and poor health working conditions that they endured. Of course, these were planters, laborers that came from Barbados predominantly to work on the sugar plantation here in Tobago. Of course, you know, Tobago would have changed hands over 33 times, and therefore we have had a great involvement from the British. And in occupying that space, one of the estates, of course, the Roxborough estate, which was owned then by some of the white slave masters, they planted sugarcane, cocoa, coffee on the plantation, and they would have been using migrant workers and luring them to come to work on the estate, giving them that opportunity and telling them about all that they can benefit. However, when they came to the plantation to work, it was all different. Much of what was offered to them, was promised to them, was not fulfilled by these white plantation owners. And therefore, it is out of this system that the migrant workers, revolted on the estate, and that revolt saw them burning down the Roxborough Estate Sugar House. And of course, being involved in some of the chants, the chantwells and so forth on the estate, depicting the slave master in many ways. And of course, I can say to you that the 100 Window plantation, where the white slave owner was living, is still standing majestically on the Roxborough estate. So people have an opportunity to see that, and under that plantation where the workers were working, will see them toiling on that estate, trying all medea work for massa, and they will see that taking place. But outside of that, massa did not live up to his expectation. They were ill-treated. They were given low wages. They were introduced to a system called the truck system. And in this truck system, it was one in which the workers were really working. All the economic benefit coming out of the truck system was really going back to the white plantation owners. So it's sort of resemble, I don't know if you are familiar with what is called the canteen in the military style. So in this canteen, you go and you buy all, you credit all that you earn, and really and truly it goes back to the owner. That truck system existed way back then in the 18th century, and therefore it is what they revolted against, because they were paying, despite paying low wages, they had now to go and still have to buy everything they want in this truck system, which really went back to the white plantation owners. So the truck shop is set up on the estate as well, and this is where, or it is going to be set up as a shop, and this is where all the amenities, where you can have food and craft and everything, would be on that shop, where you can go there and purchase. Of course, the Roxborough Copra House, that boiling house, you would have an opportunity to go in the boiling house and to see the operation of how what took place there then when the cocoa come from the estate and come on into the boiling house, what existed then. So Roxborough is going to be bringing this alive in a street theater, orchestrated by Miss Deanna Riley, director and producer, and Mr. Gilbert O'Connor, script writer and director, with respect to this this event. It involves the whole of Roxborough, from the 3-year-old to the 71-year-old person on the cast, who is going to be outside there being part of the street check. It involves all of our groups, and that we will be bringing this show alive in a street theater.
You know, Mr. Hazel, you told us a lot there, and you know, it's very interesting for us, and important rather, for us to know the history of things that are being depicted through the Heritage Festival period, and especially when they take place in communities, because these are real life events that actually took place, and it's just a reenactment so that we can, you know, understand in today's society how it really played out. And you know, I've been having conversations with a lot of persons, and we have so many untold stories here on the island of Tobago, and I'm wishing that we could have conversations where these stories can be told on a more frequent basis on the island, whether we integrate it into the school system or we have more festivals throughout the year where communities can come together and, you know, get the essence of the stories, to have a really good understanding of it and an appreciation of where we were, where we came from, where we are, and where we're going. So I'm really looking forward to the rollout of that event taking place there in Roxborough on Monday, as we get into what really happened. You spoke about the unfairness that took place there, and of course the cause for the riots, because at the same time you were promised something and then you held up your end of the bargain, and then when you get in there now, it's a horse of a different color, as we say, you know. And so I really am hoping that we can have these things happening on a more consistent or frequent basis throughout the year. And so this is happening in Roxborough on Monday. So give us some more details in terms of the actual day and time of the event and how persons can attend.
Okay, so we start at 10 a.m. in the morning, and let's bear that in mind. It is going to be a morning production. So we start at 10 a.m. in the morning on the Roxborough Cameron Canal Road at the Roxborough Argyle Waterfall Road. And we are going to check up to the plantation just under that stretch behind the Roxborough Hospital. And we are going to be moving from there, where the street theater takes place, and it takes you on to the Bloody Bay Road, just in front of Roxborough Sec, and you are able to make a right down onto the Bloody Bay Road, and we are going to be going using the Roxborough Bypass Road to get up there. So we will be going to check into the old police station. Now, to tell you a little more, is that the old police station is where, when this revolt was taking place, we did have a Bajan, a very bad Bajan police officer working in Roxborough by the name of Corporal Belmanna. And he was one who listened to the wills of the white slave owners and was there to ill-treat some of the workers. And therefore, Belmanna came carrying out the wishes of the white plantation owners in beating and in shooting some of these laborers, some of the plantation workers in their riot went to the Roxborough police station and pulled out Corporal Belmanna from the station, and that he be brought to a trial at the Roxborough courtyard. So we will be moving there in a check, and we're going to be back down at the Roxborough courtyard, where we're going to have a live court in session, where the judge is going to come downstairs from that courthouse, well dressed, in their majestical robe, to try that case and to hear the pleas of the workers and what they were going through as they bring their evidence before the judge on the working and health condition that they were undergoing while on the plantation. At the end of the production, of course, we are going to be going back to celebrate the success of the story where Corporal Belmanna was sentenced. And of course, we are going back to the tuck shop. So at the tuck shop is our celebration, our victory, where we will eat and drink and have a good time and dance and have fun over the victory, the triumph of light over darkness of what these plantation workers would have endured. Quite rightly, there are going to be some traffic, there's some traffic restrictions in place for Belmanna Riot, and those will include a point in time where the traffic, just as is done for Carnival, the traffic will be diverted onto Old Police Station Street. So please take note, the persons living on Old Police Station Street, there is a no parking on both sides of the street in effect on Monday, from 8 to 12, and therefore persons need to take that into consideration, which will take them back onto the Roxborough estate and onto the Roxborough Bloody Bay Road and through the Windward Main Road. Of course, there's also going to be traffic disruption at the Roxborough gas station, the first Roxborough gas station on Bloody Bay Road intersection, onto the Roxborough courtyard. When the trial is taking place, traffic will be diverted to the old police station bypass and onto the Roxborough gas station to get out of Roxborough. So it plans to be a very interesting celebration that is going to have persons involved, get in there, getting into the tambo bamboo, getting there into the music truck, listen to the chants. Of course, what is interesting is that this year, what we would have done, we gave different sectors, groupings in Roxborough the opportunity to participate in the production. So you have the Roxborough Folk Gem. They are doing all the singing for the celebration, led by Mr. David Thomas and Miss Inga Beckles, Martin Beckles. And of course, you have the celebration of the rioters coming out from Roxborough, Mise. It's a group run by Ansel Topping and Crystal Bascom, and they are going to be bringing out all those people from Roxborough who will be participating in Revelers. So it's going to be a massive street parade coming through the street of Roxborough. Stay strong, stand tall. Roxborough is united in culture, and we are going to give you the reenactment of the Belmanna Riot. Of course, awesome. I want to say as well to you that parking is available all day for you because it's an all-day festival at Roxborough Secondary School Hard Court and at the Argyle Waterfall parking facility and at the Roxborough Sporting Complex. We also have the opportunity that during the day, you have the opportunity to go visit the Argyle Waterfall, go visit the Tobago Cocoa Farm up at that Mr. Dwayne Dove, where he's doing those renowned German chocolates, the Tobago chocolates out there in Germany. So you have an opportunity to make checks to all these places. And of course, come sit, eat, and dine in the cuisine that is produced out of sugar and out of cocoa at the tuck shop and have a good time in Roxborough.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Hazel, there giving us that synopsis of what we can look forward to on Monday, taking place there in Roxborough for the Belmanna Riots depiction for our Heritage Festival. We're speaking to Collis Hazel in the capacity of the manager of the Roxborough Police Youth Club and, of course, being part of the production for the Belmanna Riots taking place there on Monday. So for those of you who are looking for something to do on Monday for part of your Heritage Tobago Heritage Festival experience, this is as good as any, and some might say better than many. So you want to participate in that. Thank you so much, Mr. Hazel. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But before we go, I must say good morning to Mr. Harrington Henry and his wife, Mrs. Henry. Thank you guys so much for being such wonderful people. You know, I just had an engagement with you just a couple of days ago, and you were so gracious, and I thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT, so stay with us. And as you stay with us, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.